In a peaceful village nestled between towering mountains, people from all walks of life gathered to seek wisdom from the Buddha. One bright morning, as the golden light of dawn spread across the land, the villagers gathered in the lotus garden, waiting for the Buddha to speak. The air was filled with quiet anticipation. The Buddha, sitting calmly beneath a tree, motioned for everyone to come closer. As the villagers sat down, they noticed a young man, Rajan, who was pacing nervously by the edge of the crowd. His eyes darted around, constantly checking the time. His mind was clearly somewhere else. The Buddha observed Rajan for a moment, then, with a gentle smile, asked, "Rajan, why are you so restless today?" Rajan paused, surprised that the Buddha had noticed. He bowed his head slightly and replied, "Master, I am in a hurry. There are many things I must do today. I need to earn a living, care for my family, and prepare for the future. Time is precious, and I cannot waste it." The Buddha nodded, his expression calm, and invited Rajan to sit beside him. "Come," he said, "let us speak of time." Rajan sat down, still uneasy, but he listened intently as the Buddha began to speak. The Buddha's lesson. Imagine that your life is a river, flowing endlessly toward the sea, the Buddha began. Now, if you stand by the river and watch the water pass, you can either choose to enjoy the beauty of the river, drink from it, or even wade into its cool waters. But if you spend your time worrying about the future, if you look upstream, constantly concerned about what might come, you miss what is right in front of you. Rajan furrowed his brow. "But Master," he asked, "if I do not prepare for the future, how will I survive? How can I secure my family's well-being?" The Buddha smiled gently. "Ah, Rajan, there is wisdom in preparing for the future. But just as the river does not pause to worry about the next bend, you must learn to move with the flow of life. Do not waste your time worrying about what is not yet here. Focus instead on each moment you have. When you are with your family, be with them fully. When you work, work with your heart. When you rest, rest with peace. All of this is a part of your journey." Rajan looked thoughtful, but still skeptical. "But how can I be sure that I am using my time wisely?" he asked. The Buddha reached out and picked a single flower from the garden, holding it gently in his hand. "This flower," he said, "is beautiful now, but in time, it will wither and fall. Life too is fleeting. You are like this flower. If you spend your days looking back at what has passed, or forward to what is to come, you miss the fragrance of the moment." He continued, "When you focus on the present, on what you are doing now, you are honoring the time you have. Your actions, no matter how small, can bring you peace, joy, and purpose. But if you constantly chase after the future, you will only tire yourself and find that you have missed the beauty of what was right in front of you." Rajan sat in silence for a moment, absorbing the Buddha's words. The weight of his thoughts began to lift, replaced by a calm understanding. "So you are saying that time is not something to be controlled or conquered, but something to be experienced?" "Exactly," the Buddha said. "Time is like the wind. You cannot hold it or make it stop, but you can let it guide you. Live in the present, and you will find that the future takes care of itself." Rajan smiled, the tension in his body easing. "Thank you, Master. I understand now. I will try to live in the present, to not waste time worrying about things beyond my control." The Buddha's eyes softened. "Remember, Rajan, the moments you have now are all you truly possess. Make them meaningful." As the sun rose higher in the sky, the villagers sat quietly, their minds at peace, knowing that they too had received the lesson that time, once gone, could never be reclaimed. And so they began to live with greater awareness, cherishing each moment as the Buddha had taught them.